You may have learned a lot, placed many trades, yet your account keeps slowly bleeding away. Not because you're unintelligent, but because you're acting too often in a market that does not reward haste. If you felt mentally exhausted, emotionally unstable, and started to doubt yourself, then perhaps the problem isn't your strategy, but the way you're stepping into this market. In the world of blockchain, there exists a harsh truth that very few people are willing to admit. 9 out of 10 who step into this market eventually leave with empty hands. They enter trade after trade, hoping the market will show them mercy. But the truth is, the market has never shown mercy to anyone. It is a real battlefield, where the one who pulls the trigger without thinking is often the first to fall. Yet there is still a small group of traders who manage to survive. They are not loud, not flashy, and they don't fire blindly. They are like snipers on the battlefield, silent, patient, and only pulling the trigger when they are certain the bullet will hit its mark. People call them sniper traders. Imagine this. You start with a small account, just a few $100s, seemingly insignificant. But in the hands of a sniper trader, that account can become a dangerous weapon, steadily multiplying profits tenfold, even dozens of times over. Not by luck, but through waiting, precision, and cold discipline. And today, on Quiet Trading, I want to share with you the sniper trading mindset, the only path by which a small account can grow into something meaningful. It's a journey not meant for the crowd, but it is meant for those who are tough enough to be the last ones still standing in this market. Have you ever noticed this? Most new traders enter the market with the same state of mind. They want to get rich fast. Every time a candle moves, they click. Every time a piece of news appears, they rush into a trade. They believe that the more they act, the higher their chances of winning. But reality is the opposite. The more you spray bullets, the faster you run out of ammo. A sniper trader doesn't think that way. He understands that the market does not reward haste. He chooses to stay out, to observe quietly, like a shadow. To the crowd, he looks lazy while everyone else is trading, and he seems to be doing nothing. But in truth, that is preparation. A sniper trader doesn't need 10 trades to prove himself. He only needs one high-quality trade to turn the entire account around. I remember a story about a young trader who started with just $1,000. In his first year, he blew his account 5 times. Each time he blew it, he deposited again, traded more aggressively, and kept getting trapped in the same familiar spiral of losses. Until one day, he met a mentor. That mentor didn't teach him a new indicator, nor did he offer some magical strategy. He said just one thing: don't trade like infantry, trade like a sniper. Infantry is many, but they fall easily. Snipers are few, but they survive for a very long time. That single sentence shifted his entire trading path. From that moment on, he stopped charging into the market like an adrenaline addict. He learned how to wait for price to reach key levels, wait for candle confirmation, wait for the moment when his bullet was almost guaranteed to pass through the target. And something strange happened. His account stopped bleeding. From $1,000, step by step, it began to grow. Not because he traded more, but because he traded less, yet with greater accuracy. That is the sniper mindset. It is not glamorous, not dramatic like all-in moves, but it is the only path that allows you to survive long enough. A sniper doesn't need to win every battle. He only needs to survive each one, and sooner or later he will be the one still standing on the battlefield. And you know this. Trading is no different. It's not about how many trades you win today. What matters is that you still have an account to fight again tomorrow. The sniper mindset makes that possible. Patience, precision, and discipline. When that mentor passed down the lesson of sniper trading, he didn't speak in theory alone. He took his student out to a small forest on the outskirts of town, a place where he had practiced shooting when he was younger. In his hands was an old rifle. He pointed toward a tin can placed hundreds of meters away and said, "Do you see? You have very few bullets, and the target is far. If you shoot randomly, you'll waste every chance you have. But if you slow your breathing, Focus all your attention on a single point and pull the trigger at the right moment. One bullet is enough to take the target down. Watching that scene, the student realized it was exactly like his own trading journey. His small account was like those limited bullets. If he traded carelessly, it would disappear very quickly. But if he knew how to wait, how to choose the right moment, then a single well-placed shot could reverse everything. From that day on, his life began to change. He opened charts, but no longer rushed to press buy or sell. He could sit for hours, even days, just waiting for the market to return to the exact price zone he had marked. Other trader friends laughed at him. "How do you trade when you only take one trade a week?" He just smiled, because he understood one trade delivering 5 or 10 times the risk was worth far more than hundreds of meaningless trades. And then, that day finally came. Gold dropped into a major support zone. A strong breakout appeared. The confirmation candle was clear, and he entered the trade. Just one single trade, tight stop loss, wide enough to take profit. When the market reversed and moved up, he didn't cheer, didn't jump around like before. He simply sat there, quietly watching his account grow. For the first time, he understood what it meant to fire once and hit the target. When the mentor heard the news, he simply smiled and said, "You see, trading is not about fighting the market. Trading is about learning how not to get dragged into the crowd's battle. A sniper doesn't shoot with the crowd. A sniper shoots only when everything settles down and the target becomes clear." That story didn't just change the student's life, it left behind a lasting lesson. In trading, you don't need many opportunities. You only need one truly good opportunity, and you must be patient and disciplined enough to wait for it to appear. Only after understanding the mindset of a sniper trader should you go deeper into technique, into how a sniper in the market actually operates. Remember this, the secret is not in shooting more, but in shooting less with greater accuracy. A real-life sniper would never stand in the middle of a battlefield spraying bullets everywhere. He chooses a single target, observes carefully, and eliminates all distractions around him. Trading is the same. A sniper trader doesn't chase every product, doesn't jump from gold to oil, then from Bitcoin to stocks. They focus on one or two familiar markets, staying with them long enough to feel every subtle movement. I once knew a friend who traded only the USD JPY pair for 5 straight years. He once said something I've never forgotten. "I don't need the whole world, I only need one battlefield." There, he was the hunter. But focus is still not enough. A sniper must also know how to choose the best position to aim from. In trading, that position is the key price zones, where the market tends to react strongly, where large flows of capital appear. These can be support and resistance levels, supply and demand zones, or simply areas where liquidity is concentrated. A sniper trader never rushes headlong into the flow of the market. They patiently wait for price to approach the observation zone marked in advance, like waiting for prey to walk into the scope on its own. I still remember a time when I waited nearly an entire week for gold to return to the 1800 zone. Many people couldn't endure it and left to look for other opportunities. But when price touched that exact area and bounced strongly, a single shot delivered a return 6 times the initial risk. A sniper doesn't just look through the scope, he observes the entire battlefield. In trading, that means reading multiple time frames. The daily chart gives the big picture, the main trend, and the flow of large money. The 4-hour chart shows the strategic wave, where the prey begins to reveal itself, and the 1-hour or 15-minute chart becomes the scope, the place where the trigger is pulled. When all of these are combined, the trader is no longer shooting blindly, but acting with near total certainty. Once the target and position are chosen and the full context is understood, the final shot comes when the market gives confirmation. A strong engulfing candle swallowing a price zone, a pin bar rejecting support, or a reversal pattern forming exactly at a key level. A sniper trader never pulls the trigger before seeing these signs, and once they appear, there is no trembling, no hesitation. The order is placed, a small risk is accepted, and a large reward is pursued. That is why in the world of sniper trading, a 1-to-3 risk-reward ratio is considered the minimum. If you're wrong, you lose 1 part. If you're right, you gain 3. You don't need to win often for the account to grow. Just a few quality trades each month, and even a small account can steadily grow over time. Sniper technique is not flashy, nor is it complicated. It demands simplicity, but it requires a great deal of patience, because on the trading battlefield, the one who shoots the most is not necessarily the one who wins. The one who shoots less but hits is the one who survives to the end. One of the biggest mistakes new traders make is believing that success requires staring at the screen all day. They sit for hours, tense, watching every candle move, their heart beating with every price fluctuation. In reality, that is the fastest path to exhaustion and loss. A true sniper never chases the prey. He chooses a good position, identifies the area the prey will surely pass through, and waits. Trading is the same. You don't need to watch charts from morning until night. You only need to clearly define the zone where you want to hunt. It could be a resistance zone, a support zone, or a price area where the market previously reversed strongly. Once the zone is marked, all that remains is to set an alert. When price reaches it, the system notifies you, and only then do you appear. Imagine yourself as a hunter in the forest. You don't need to chase every sound. You only need to place the trap in the right spot. The alert is that trap. When the prey passes through, the bell rings. You calmly raise the rifle, observe carefully, and decide whether to pull the trigger. The deeper lesson here is that sniper trading gives you freedom. You are not chained to the screen, not obsessed with every candle. You can work, have coffee, read a book, even take a deep sleep. When price reaches the hunting zone, you return, clear-headed and ready. I have a friend who works as a construction engineer. He can't sit and watch charts all day, but instead of quitting trading, he learned to mark price zones on gold and Bitcoin. He set alerts on his phone. Some nights the alert rang at midnight. He woke up, checked the chart, saw the right signal, placed the trade, and went back to sleep. The next morning he woke up to see that his account had grown. He doesn't win every time, but because he only trades when the market reaches the exact zone he has been waiting for, his success rate is significantly higher. That alone reminds us of something simple. Trading is not a marathon of sitting endlessly in front of a screen. Trading is a game of preparation. The better you prepare, the less you need to act. A sniper trader spends most of his time preparing and only a very small fraction of it pulling the trigger. Yet that single moment can bring rewards 10, even 20 times greater than the risk he accepted. And there is another crucial lesson. Don't try to control the market. Learn to control yourself. When you set alerts, you hand the task of chasing price over to technology and keep patience for your own mind. You are no longer dragged along by every fluctuation, no longer tense, no longer tempted to enter random trades. You only show up when the market moves according to the plan you have already laid out. Nearly every successful sniper trader I've met shares one common trait. They trade less than the crowd, but they survive longer than the crowd. The secret lies here. They understand that the market does not need them to be present all the time. It only needs them to be present at the right moment. When people hear about massive profit numbers, many assume that only those with large capital can achieve them. But in reality, that's not entirely true. In the world of sniper trading, even a small account can become the seed of an entire forest. Imagine you only have $100. If you rush into the market firing trade after trade, hoping to make quick money, just a few bad trades will wipe the account out. But if you approach it with a sniper mindset, you treat that $100 like the limited ammunition in your hands. You cannot waste it. Every bullet fired must matter. Suppose you decide to risk only 1% per trade. That means if you're wrong, you lose $1.
But when you're right, you aim for 3 or 4 times that amount, $3 to $4. It may sound small, but that is the seed. In a single month, with just 8 to 10 well-executed trades, the account can grow steadily. No need to double or triple overnight, just accumulate through each accurate shot. And after a year, the power of compounding will surprise you. I remember an older trader I knew who started with only $500. For the first 6 months, his account barely grew because all of his time was spent refining his aim, marking price zones, setting alerts, and patiently waiting for signals. At first, his friends mocked him for being too slow, but when they finally looked again, his account had grown from $500 to $2,000, not through luck, but because every trade had a reason. Every trade followed the principles of a sniper. He once said something I've remembered for a long time. I don't need to trade fast, I just need to survive long enough for my account to have a chance to grow.
The most important factor on the journey from small to large is not capital, but psychology. Traders with small accounts tend to be impatient, eager to get rich quickly, and that very impatience is what causes them to miss real opportunities. But if you treat a small account as a test of patience, you will gradually build the discipline of a sniper. And once discipline becomes instinct, whether you later manage $10,000 or $100,000, you will still keep the same precise way of pulling the trigger. No one can grow a giant tree overnight, but you can plant a seed, care for it every day, and one day you will sit in the shade created by your own hands. Trading is the same. A small account is the initial seed. Sniper trading is how you water it at the right time, protect it properly, and patiently wait for the day it grows. And trust me, when you have walked the entire journey from small to large, you will gain something even more valuable than money: absolute belief in yourself. Belief that you don't need to be rich first in order to succeed. Belief that with enough patience and enough discipline, you can go further than most of the crowd out there. Among all the techniques we've talked about, there is one invisible element that is stronger than any tool, and that is psychology. Many people think trading is just formulas, strategies, candle patterns, but in truth, what decides winning or losing lives in your mind and in your heart. A sniper on the battlefield, before pulling the trigger, doesn't just control the rifle, he controls his breathing and his heartbeat. He knows that even the slightest tremor will send the bullet off course. For a trader, it's the same. Before placing a trade, you must learn to control fear and greed. One moment of lost control is enough to destroy the entire plan. Sniper psychology is silence in the middle of chaos. When the market is violently shaking, when the crowd is screaming to buy and sell, you can still sit there, calm like the surface of a still lake. When everyone rushes into an opportunity, you know how to stay out. And when the real opportunity appears, you act decisively. No shaking, no hesitation. Beginners tend to make the same mistakes. A few winning trades and they become overly excited. A few losses and they fall into despair. They let emotions lift them high, then slam them down hard. A sniper trader is different. He understands that each trade is just one bullet in a long war. One losing trade does not mean losing the battle. One winning trade does not mean invincibility. That calmness is what allows him to survive longer than the crowd. I remember a time when the market was extremely volatile. Price moved hundreds of pips in just minutes. Many traders rushed in like moths to a flame, and their accounts vanished in an instant. An old mentor I knew simply sat there, sipping his tea, and calmly said, "Without discipline, you're just gambling." That sentence has stayed with me ever since. Trading is discipline, not a game of chance, and that discipline begins with psychology, with knowing how to wait, how to stay silent, how to say no to things that are not worth it. There's a saying I deeply believe in: success doesn't come from doing more, but from skipping more.
In trading, passing on dozens of average opportunities to wait for one truly good one, that is the invisible power of sniper psychology. There is a truth few people want to admit. To become a sniper trader, you must accept loneliness. While the crowd is cheering, chat rooms are buzzing with signals, and social media is flooded with conflicting advice, you sit in silence, sometimes all day, sometimes all week, waiting for a single golden moment. The difficulty is not in waiting, but in waiting while everyone else is acting. People often ask, how do you control your psychology when the market is moving fast and you're not in a trade? The answer is simple, but not easy. Trust your plan. A sniper never chases noise. He only shoots when the target is fully inside the scope. If you jump in out of fear of missing out, you've already turned yourself into infantry. In trading, the greatest fear is not losing money, it's losing discipline. Money can be made again, but once discipline is broken, you open the door for losses to flood in. People say it only takes one rule broken for a month's work to be washed away, and I've seen many traders doing very well for weeks only to lose everything because of a single moment of letting go.
I once heard a saying that before reaching success, people often have to pass through a period of deep loneliness. In trading, that is even more true. You'll find yourself feeling out of place among the crowd simply because you don't act the way they do. But that very loneliness is a sign that you are walking a different path, the path of the minority, where only a few can survive until the end. Like a hunter in the deep forest, you don't need to fire a shot to prove your presence. You remain silent. Let your breath blend into the darkness. Let your mind sink into waiting. When the moment comes, you don't need many shots, just one, but it is a decisive one. Sniper psychology is not something you can learn from books. It is forged day by day, trade by trade, every time you consciously say no to temptation. It is like practicing meditation, not to control the market, but to control yourself. And when you master yourself, the market is no longer an enemy. It becomes a stage where your calmness is revealed. Allow me to share one trade I will always remember. It wasn't the biggest trade I ever took, but it showed the power of sniper trading more clearly than any other. It was a weekday evening when gold was falling sharply. The entire trading community was in turmoil. Some were panic selling, others rushing in to catch the bottom. The chart looked like a battlefield filled with smoke and chaos. Everyone believed they had to act immediately or they would miss the opportunity, but I didn't. I remembered my mentor's words, "A sniper doesn't shoot in chaos. A sniper acts only when things are clear." I opened the daily chart. The overall trend was still bullish. Gold was simply in a correction. I moved to the 4-hour chart and saw price approaching a key support zone, one that had stopped a deep decline before. I marked the zone, set an alert, and turned off the screen. While many people exhausted themselves watching every candle tick by, I went for coffee and read a book. I let the market flow like a river, knowing that sooner or later it would return to its basin. Near dawn, my phone vibrated. Price had reached the support zone I was waiting for. I opened the chart and saw a pin bar form, its long wick touching the zone perfectly before bouncing decisively upward. That was the moment I had been waiting for. I entered a buy trade, placed a tight stop loss just below the wick, and set take profit near the nearest resistance. Then I went back to sleep. When I woke, price had surged. That trade not only won, it delivered a reward 6 times the risk. One shot, one opportunity, one trade that replaced an entire week of trading. What mattered wasn't the money earned, but the feeling of being completely calm, not stressed, not led by the market, not dragged along by the crowd. I simply waited for the right moment, acted decisively, and let the market do the rest. If you've ever experienced a trade like that, you'll understand what it feels like to be a sniper. It's not loud, it's not fiery, it's just a moment of silence, precise,
controlled, and powerful enough to change an entire account. And with that, we've walked the full journey of sniper trading: mindset, technique, psychology, and a real example from the battlefield. By now, you may have realized that trading is not a game for the crowd. It's not about pressing more buttons, and it's not about finding some magical holy grail. To survive long-term, trading is the art of waiting and acting with precision. A small account is not a disadvantage, it is a test. It trains your patience, your discipline, and your ability to control emotion. Because if you can turn $100 into $200, then $500, then $1,000 with a sniper mindset, when you later manage 10,000 or 100,000, you will still carry the same composure, and that is the real value. Remember this: in the market, there are always two kinds of people. Those who fire blindly until they run out of ammunition and fall, and those who wait patiently for the right moment, then fire a single decisive shot. The question I want to leave you with today is this: which one will you choose to be? If this lesson resonated with you, leave a comment and share your thoughts. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss future content. There, I'll continue sharing experiences that help you not only survive, but go further on this harsh trading path. And be ready, because in the next video, we'll dive into an even more important question: how to protect profits after a big win, and why 9 out of 10 traders lose everything just weeks later. This is a lesson you won't want to miss. See you again.